important this is to me, do you?
Yes, I do, and I'm sorry if that's the way.
No, you don't. Or we wouldn't be having this discussion. You just don't understand.
Well, maybe I don't, but what you have to understand is that this is my house and we live here by my rules, okay?
No, it's not okay. If I can't practice here, then I only have one other option.
If that's the way you see it, Case, then maybe you have.
You bet that's the way I see it. I bet if I wanted a set of weights till we trained for the Olympics or something, I wouldn't have had to even ask.
Don't be too hard on him. Most people can't understand what it means to feel as passionate about music as you and I do.
And he is putting a roof over your head.
Yeah, but a roof without a piano's no help to me.
Well, why don't you bung a notice up on the board, eh? Wanted. A place that I can treat like a hotel, must be able to bring own piano, and the landlord must treat me at least as well as Trevor Snash has. But do us a favour, eh? Don't put the phone number up. I don't think I could cope with the flood of calls.
I hate to agree with him when he's being so smug, but Travis has given you a pretty good deal.
Yeah, I know. But that's not the point.
Well, do you want me to try and talk him round?
Well, I think it'd be a waste of time. He just doesn't understand.
What are you going to do?
Well, if I can't practice every day, I'll just have to find somewhere else to live.
Not on God's green earth.
Now, Donald, please don't growl about this until we've had a chance to talk it through.
I'm not growling, I'm simply telling you the way it is. The child is rude, crude and disgusting, and there's absolutely no way I'm inviting him to our home.
What about the fact that she's got just as much talent as I did at her age, if not more?
What about the fact that she's just a baby with no family to look after her, just the way I was?
To answer your points, in the order they were raised, yes, I agree. The girl certainly does have talent, but she is also tunnel-visioned and completely self-centered.
It's exactly the way you used to describe me.
Yes, but you weren't ill-mannered and inconsiderate. And as for your argument, Marilyn, the fact of the matter is that the girl does have somewhere to stay at the moment. And if she chooses to turn her back on that, then that's her lookout. It is not our responsibility.
Oh, but Donald, Dad, we haven't had a chat exactly what...
And one other point for both of you. It is simply not going to happen.
Well, I reckon if anything's going to do it, then that will. The question is... Thank you.
Thank you, Selena.
Okay. The question is, how are you going to talk that into it?
Well, I don't think I'm even going to try. I'm just going to tell him to meet me there for lunch. What are you going to tell Casey?
Oh, tell her the truth. I mean, what's she going to say?
No way! What sort of social cripple wants to live with her ex-headmaster?
It's that kind of smart aleck remark that puts you constantly behind the 8-ball, Casey.
Well, I'd rather be there than living with him.
It's not that bad.
You have to say that. You're his daughter.
All right, well, let me ask you another question. How serious, and I mean really serious, are you about committing yourself to music?
That's what I want more than anything in the world.
Okay, well, you're going to have to make some sacrifices. So think of this as sacrifice number 1.
If he walks in here and hears me playing his favourite piece of music with you guys just standing there, he's going to know it's a con.
Oh, it's nothing of the sort. We're simply offering Donald an opportunity to hear you play something he'll appreciate.
It's coming.
Oh, good luck.
Now, remember what I said about not shooting your mouth off.
Yes, it was very good.
Thank you.
I take it this is all about the possibility of you moving in with us, is it?
Yes, it is.
Yes. Well, I have to admit, I didn't know you could play like that. So, I suppose if you're willing to abide by a few house rules, I'd be happy to have you move in with us.
Oh, Donald, that's very sweet of you.
Yeah, on one condition.
Which is?
You go back to school.
Considering we haven't got on well in the past, I appreciate the offer, but...
It's all right. We'll just put all that behind us and we'll make a fresh start, shall we?
Well, that's what I was hoping to do by taking up full-time music. But you just don't understand where I'm coming from, do you?
Casey.
You can stick you on condition. There's no way in the world I'm going back. And if that's what I have to do to move in, then I'll sleep on the streets.
Did it make you feel good walking out like that? It's a waste of time. It's your future as a musician. I'm not going back to school for him or anyone.
Casey!
Look, he's just trying to blackmail me with it.
Well, let's try and find some sort of compromise.
Forget it. Your dad and me are from two totally different planets.
If that were true, he wouldn't have made the offer at all. He was really touched when he heard you play the cradle song. I know him, I could tell.
Once a teacher, always a teacher. It doesn't even enter his mind that musicians don't need to know about algebra and ancient history.
There's a piano at the school, right? So? Well, you could practice there during the day.
He wouldn't let me.
Well, at least discuss it with him instead of being so damn proud.
Is that what you reckon it is, pride?
Yeah, I do.
I backed down by playing for him in the first place. And now he's trying to take advantage of it by forcing me to go back to school. I mean, it's the pits. I wouldn't move him with that creep if someone paid me.
Had any second thoughts on Casey?
No, not at all. I thought I gave a very clear choice. Marilyn seemed to think I was doing the right thing.
Well, she's your wife.
Yeah, Rebecca, believe me, she'd be the first to let me know if I was being unreasonable.
You can't deny she's got great talent, Dad.
Yes, well, raw talent's one thing and being a whole person's quite another.
She's 16, what do you expect?
Well, other 16-year-olds don't have this problem with education. And look at you, you managed to do very well at music.
Yeah, well, maybe I would have done better if I had left school.
Oh, you don't seriously believe that, do you?
Well, who knows? I mean, if I had her guts, I might have ended up more than just a music teacher. Doesn't it excite you knowing how talented she is?
Yes, it does. But we have to be realistic.
Well, education always has to come first?
Well, yes, I'm afraid it does, in my view.
Great, so if someone doesn't fit the model, they don't get any help at all. No room for compromise.
I didn't say that.
Well, that's what it sounds like. I guess some things never change.
I was hoping I might find you here. I may have given you the impression this morning that I was somewhat inflexible. Well, the point I was trying to make is that, well, unless you have a good all-round education, your music is coming from a vacuum, a void, if you like, with no point of reference. For instance, did you know that Beethoven wrote the Appassionata on the day he found out he was losing his hearing? Or that Tchaikovsky wrote the Sixth Symphony knowing he'd been condemned to death? I mean, when you know these things, you listen to music with new ears because you understand the human emotion behind it all. Anyway, I'd be quite happy for you to plan your education around your music career rather than vice versa, providing that you turn up and also providing that you make a reasonable effort to complete the required work in all the other subjects. I do hope that you won't reject this proposal out of hand and that you'll see it for what it is, a genuine attempt on my part to compromise.
Are you here for dinner?
No, I'm out.
Well, look, before you disappear, Kel and I have been talking it over, and the last thing we want is to hold you back, so we're cool about the piano.
Yeah, well, it's too late.
What do you mean?
I'm moving out. Where? Somewhere they appreciate music and understand musicians.
What is this, a guessing game?
Think of the one place you'd never pick.
Hi. Casey, come in.
He did tell you, didn't he?
Yes, he said he'd spoken to you.
I decided to take up his offer.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yes, it is. Donald, look who's here.
Well, what a pleasant surprise.
Where do I put these?
Oh, well, I'll show you to your room.
Yeah, Casey, there is one other condition I forgot to mention this afternoon. No, you have to give us a reprise of the piece you were playing at the surf club, the Cradle song.
Now?
Yes, that's not too much to ask, is it? I even left the music handy just in case.